Welcome to readers, viewers, and listeners, and welcome to this next edition of the monthly version of the Autistic SuperBlog Versus. This, for those who may not know, is when I give my predictions for WWE programming when it comes to WWE pay-per-views. One of which is coming this weekend, which is two of them actually are coming up this weekend. One of them is Clash of the Castle, which is being broadcast from UK. So hello to all my UK and Ireland fans and all my fans in that part of the world. But there's also another one called Worlds Collide 2022. One thing I want to ask, and I've included it, I think, in the chat. I want to ask you guys, those of you who are listening to this, if you think I should include NXT in the future episodes of the SuperBlog Versus. I think it might be a way for me to kind of gauge it because with the new regime that's going on right now, when it comes to the new regime of Triple H being head of creative right now and Shawn Michaels being the creative force of NXT right now, and with the ideas of NXT Europe upcoming, I feel like it might be a good idea to kind of expand that a little bit. Just coming to just to kind of get things out there. So I want to get you guys. I want to get your opinions on if I should include NXT either the American version or Europe in the future episodes of the SuperBlog Versus. So the chat's gonna. So the poll's right in the chat. So if you guys want to check that out, more than welcome to. What I'm going to be doing here, guys, is I want to get that out of the way so I can get down to the real thing I want to get to, and that's the predictions for these WWE pay-per-views. That's why you're here. So what I'm going to be looking at first off is going to be Clash the Castle, and I'm going to be using the Wikipedia page that I have in the link to kind of gauge my opinions on this because I feel like it's important. So we're gonna go from the bottom to the top. It's gonna be Edge and Rey Mysterio with Dominic Mysterio versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest with Rhea Ripley in a tag team match. This one, I think, myself personally, I like this idea, but it just really makes me wonder where Dominic Mysterio is right now. I mean, where he is at this particular point. I know that family is important, but everything seems to be going perfectly for Dominic Mysterio to join the Judgment Day. That's right. Dominic Mysterio will be joining the Judgment Day, I believe, at some point down the line. It just makes so much sense. Because no disrespect to Rey Mysterio or Edge, but I feel like Dominic needs to figure out who he is on his own, and by doing that, he might be able to do so with the Judgment Day. And I think in this particular case, I'm going to go with the Judgment Day winning only because of that little piece of business. I feel like the Judgment Day needs to be built up a little bit more. And I think that bringing in Dominic Mysterio might be the best way to go for this. I'm going to get to the next one in a little bit, but Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. My gosh, what a show! What a show! I mean, it has been Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins has been built up beautifully, and I mean, it's a total toss-up, I think. I mean, because we know that both of them can take to the sky, both of them can fly very well with the best of them. But I think in this particular case, I feel like it's going to be Matt Riddle that's going to be taking this win. Or they might just say Matt Riddle by disqualification. I think that might be a good idea to kind of go into this, to kind of give this thing more time to really build, even though it has been done beautifully, in my opinion. The next match, so I'm going to go with Matt Riddle on this one and the Judgment Day. I'm going to go to the next one, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka versus Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. This one's really been built up well too. I think it kind of goes to Triple H. But I think that Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky are going to win this one, mostly because of the fact that it would definitely give either one of them a chance to kind of build themselves up to an eventual title match with Bianca. I feel like Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky might benefit from that. Kind of benefit from getting a victory. Therefore, they get a chance to become the number one contender. This next match is going to be a singles match for the Women's Championship on SmackDown. It's going to be Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler. Another one that's been done beautifully, in my opinion. They built up Shayna Baszler properly. I'll say this. Liv Morgan is a great champion, I think. She's been a great champion, in my opinion. She needs a little bit of work, but I feel like a win against Shayna Baszler, possibly by disqualification, would definitely help out in that regard. Or cheating so that Liv can win. I feel like Shayna Baszler will get a title match. I just don't see it happening tonight. I just don't feel like it happening. I feel like Shayna Baszler has been cocky, but we don't know what Liv Morgan's done right now. And that might be something to look at when it comes to how this match plays out. So I'm going to go with Liv Morgan on this one. This next one, Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman versus Drew McIntyre in a singles match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. This could go two ways. I feel like Drew McIntyre is going to win one championship, only for Austin Theory to come in and swoop in and get the other one. I feel like that would be a way to split the titles, but also gives us a chance to see different titleists other than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been a great champion. They've built him up really well. But I feel like the time to separate the championships is right now. So here's how I'm looking at it. I'm going to say Drew McIntyre is going to win one title, and then Austin Theory is going to win another title, just to kind of get this, just to try and get it off Roman Reigns. So I don't know who's going to win. I'll say Drew and Austin Theory are going to win, but one way or another, I feel like Roman Reigns is going to lose a title at some. I feel like Roman Reigns is going to lose both titles at this pay-per-view, if not the other pay-per-view. So you may have noticed I've saved on one for last, and that is Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus with the Brawling Brutes, either Ridge Holland and Butch. If you want to talk about a match that's beautifully done, this is it. This could be not only match of the night, but match of the year, in my opinion. And it would make sense that they put this on last, because the last time that they had a pay-per-view in the United Kingdom, it was over the Intercontinental Championship 30 years ago to the day, almost. I feel like Sheamus is going to win this one, but not without. Let's just say he's going to earn it, and I feel like Sheamus has earned it and deserved this. So I'm going to go with Sheamus winning the Intercontinental Championship for the first time. I feel like that just feels so perfect. So to kind of review, I'm going to go Roman Reigns. I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre or Austin Theory. Liv Morgan, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. Matt Riddle, Sheamus, and the Judgment Day. Those are my thoughts for Clash of the Castle. Looking at the chat, looking at the chat right now, I don't see anything, and I don't see any votes for whether I should include NXT in the future episodes, which is what we're getting into right now. So this one I think has been done beautifully well, mostly because of the fact that it's going to be the final event for NXT UK. Since it's going to be relaunched into NXT Europe in 2023, which gives them a little bit of time to kind of build up other people, kind of build other things, kind of sign other talents from other places to kind of get them in a way where they can kind of relaunch and take everything by storm. I feel like in that case, this is going to be one of those matches where it's going to be really interesting to see how they play out. I feel like this is the kind of thing that I've been thinking about. I mean, it's given this an air of Survivor Series 2001, if that makes any sense. So, Nathan Frazier. This is going to be. I'm going to be going up the list. And Nathan Frazier versus Axiom is a best of 3 falls match. I'm going to go with Axiom more because he's the fact that he's a star. Although I could see Nathan Frazier going in for a win. And then we have a singles match for the North American Championship. Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet. I wouldn't be so surprised if Ricochet won, though I wouldn't be so surprised to see Carmelo Hayes win this one too. I mean, it could go either way. If I had to choose, though, I would go for Carmelo Hayes, mostly because of the fact that, that I like Ricochet as being in the hunt when it comes to something like this. I feel like Ricochet will win the championship back again. I just don't know if it's going to be tonight. And we have our first unification match. The Creed brothers versus Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs versus Gallus to unify the NXT Tag Team titles and the NXT UK Tag Team titles. I think that Brooks Jenkins and Josh Briggs could be the spoiler, although it could be for another one I might think of. But I feel versus Pretty Deadly. Okay, I almost forgot those guys. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Creed brothers win this one. Though I would not be so surprised if Gallus won either. I'm just gonna go for this. But then again, you got Pretty Deadly. But they're all established teams. They could go for Road Dogg versus Road Dogg. They can go for New Age Outlaws match and go with Brooks Jenkins and Josh Briggs, which is who I'm going for, to unify the titles, because that would give them instant credibility when it comes to all the tag teams in NXT right now. We have a tag team match for the women's tag team titles. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, the champs, versus Doudrop and Nikki ASH. This one I think is going to be really good. And I'm going to go with Doudrop and Nikki ASH to win the championships, only because they were my pick to win the women's tag team titles in the main roster. I feel like them getting the tag team titles in NXT is kind of like a step back. It's kind of like a step down, but I look at it as a consolation prize more than anything else. I feel like they've earned it, and they're more of a team than Katana Chance and Kaden Carter at this point. Next, we have a triple threat match to unify the NXT Women's Championship and the NXT UK Women's Championship. Meiko Satomura from the UK versus Mandy Rose versus Blair Davenport. I think the same situation that comes with Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs, you could probably put with Blair Davenport. They may just go in that same way to kind of unify those titles when it comes. I saw the things on SmackDown today, on NXT last night, and they were all looking about Mandy Rose and Meiko. But they're not they talked very little when it comes to Blair Davenport. And I think that might be a bad thing because I feel like Blair might win this one. I mean, it's something to think about. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising. Um, I wouldn't be so surprised if Mandy won this either. I wouldn't, although I wouldn't put anything past Mako or anything like that either. So I'm gonna go with Blair Davenport only because of the fact that she's she's someone that might be considered a dark horse. Now here's the next one, and this is one for match of the night on Sunday night. It's Braun Breaker, the NXT champion, versus Tyler Bate, the first and final United Kingdom champion. I suspect this one could be match of the night when it comes to NXT. You've got Braun Breaker, you've got the current champion, Tyler Bate, who is the first and final champion. I feel like both of them could win. But if I had to choose, if they had to do something like this, I'd have to go with Braun Breaker. I'm sorry, Tyler, but I feel like that might be the better way to go. Although it's not going to be without any kind of without a fight from Taylor. I just feel like that's going to be the way they're going to go. Kind of give a blend to the NXT brand since they're going to be using them at some point. So here are my choices: Braun Breaker, Blair Davenport, Dewdrop and Nikki ASH, Brooks Jackson and Josh Briggs, Carmelo Hayes and Axiom. Those are my choices for the NXT show. So I haven't seen anything in the chat yet. So I'll leave that question open for you guys. Do you want me to do NXT shows in the future episodes of the SuperBlog Versus? So with that being said, I hope you I hope you enjoy yourself this week. Enjoy yourselves for a great Labor Day. If you like these videos, you can check me out on the autisticsuperblog.wordpress.com. You can check me out here on YouTube, and you can check me out on Instagram too. So stay safe, stay strong, have a wonderful time. As always, shine on.